Today we'll be talking. Hold up. Today we'll be talking about what it's like living with sleep apnea. Disclaimer. By the way, I'm not a doctor. I'm just some guy talking about his experience living with sleep apnea. So if you have serious symptoms, go ahead and see a doctor and get treatment. Otherwise, enjoy the video. Okay, but first I need to explain when I first started realizing my symptoms. Oh, it is so cold. It's literally 7 degrees here in Maryland. So I first started to notice symptoms during my senior year of high school. I got a concussion during the springtime during lacrosse season, and that's when I started developing some symptoms. I had extreme difficulty falling asleep. I feel like I could never get a full night's rest. No matter how much I tried to sleep, even if it was 10, 12 hours, I still felt exhausted. I kind of felt sick. I had this like brain fog that wouldn't go away, and I started developing extreme difficulty memorizing things. My memory took a hit. I feel like I couldn't remember anything. I was studying, and I felt like I wasn't fully present. It's almost as if I became like a dull knife, and this absolutely sucked. And I felt like when I was sleeping, I was like gasping for air, and I felt like I was choking at night. I didn't realize I had an issue. It wasn't until senior year of college that the girl I was seeing at the time told me that I was choking at night and I was snoring really heavily. This is a surprise to me because I didn't realize that I snored, but it kind of made sense. I made frequent trips to the bathroom. I felt like I was choking. I'd wake up with a dry mouth or a headache in the morning, which is all classic symptoms of sleep apnea. So I decided to go get checked out and see a doctor, and this is when I got diagnosed with mild obstructive sleep apnea. This even shocked the doctor because I was 21 at the time and I was healthy and in shape, and they were kind of shocked. So I took the test and yep, that's what happened. So I sleep with a CPAP every night. Okay, so I had a ton of stuff written from Google. That's way too extensive, so I'm gonna explain it in my own terms. Obstructive sleep apnea is when something obstructs the air passageways in your throat. So your muscles could relax and your tongue could fall back, which blocks it. So you need continuous air pressure from a CPAP to push air past your tongue. Central sleep apnea is a lot more simple. It's when the brain doesn't communicate to your body that it needs to breathe. So that sucks. Okay, some symptoms of sleep apnea. According to the nerds on Google, signs of sleep apnea include snoring, gasping for air, making choking sounds during sleep, waking up suddenly with jerking movements, gasping or choking, excessive daytime sleepiness, like feeling sleepy or drowsy throughout the day or even falling asleep while driving. That's pretty dangerous. Waking up with headaches, especially in the morning, dry mouth or dry throat, feeling irritable, impatient, or grumpy because you had a shit night's sleep, as well as like memory problems, having trouble remembering things, experiencing difficulties with concentration. It's probably because you're not sleeping or getting REM. You may have some mood changes, feeling depressed, anxious, or experiencing like sudden mood changes. Frequent urination actually kind of surprised me because I had to wake up throughout the night to urinate a ton. Not sure why, but you can probably Google it. Unexplained weight gain or trouble losing weight, and having high blood pressure. We're going to talk about, you're going to ask, you're going to describe what a CPAP is.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm going to have Hadley explain the treatment for sleep apnea. You're supposed to go.
Okay. You're not going to ask me that time?
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to have Hadley explain the treatment for sleep apnea. Hadley, what is the treatment?
Okay, so the main treatment for sleep apnea is a CPAP machine, or continuous positive airway pressure machine. So the way that works is it provides continuous positive airway pressure. So it shoots a constant stream of air into your air passages to keep them open. It could be a mask worn over your nose and mouth, or just a mask kind of like that fits over your nose. It could also be treated by a BiPAP machine, or bi-level positive airway pressure machine, which varies the pressure of the air that's being like sent into your airway passages. So it would be more when you're breathing in and less pressure when you're breathing out to help you breathe out.
Yes, you got it.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna show you a couple of the machines. So this is my old ResMed 10. Okay, let's see. So this is meant to stay at home, and then there's like a water container, and there's a couple different masks as well. Hold on, okay. And this is my travel one that Hadley got me, which is very kind of her. And I'll show you the difference because you can travel with it and it's very portable. So I'll show you the difference. Okay, so this is the Air Mini by ResMed, and it's very tiny. It fits in this bag with all my fun stuff versus if you see the size difference. bam. And there's a couple different masks. So the one I like is a full face mask, and this is what it typically looks like. Okay. So you grab the headgear, you put your full face mask in, and it clicks.
You gotta put this on.
And then you have the tube that connects to it, and then this connects to your ResMed Mini. And I'll show you the difference. So this one goes over your face like this, and I like it because if you're a mouth breather, that works perfectly. So this one I really don't like. This is by Philips, and I'm not really sure what the name is. It's a Dreamwear. That's a fancy one. So this one goes over your mouth, and your nose goes into it, and I think these go right here.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason
The hose
I don't like this, the hose goes over your head like this, and then this would go into the machine. It's like this. I do not like this one.
Like a unicorn.
So I got rid of it. I like the full face mask because it just goes like this, and you don't have to worry about slipping off. It's actually an amazing thing. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys how to use this. Okay, make sure when you fill up the water chamber, use distilled water only because the minerals will kind of mess with the machine and you can get bacteria and get an infection. So once you fill it up, you put it in here. Okay, so there's different types of hoses. I like the heated tubing because it keeps it nice and warm for me when I'm choking. So therefore, you grab it and you put it in right here. And then you have the elbow piece, which kind of connects to the tube. And then you have your headgear. And you put it in, and then you click the button, and you're pretty much good to go. So the ResMed Mini is pretty much the same thing. It doesn't have water, and you just kind of grab the headgear, and you place it, and you're pretty much good to go. You plug this in. This is very easy to travel with and sleep. This is a game changer because I'm not choking to death while I'm traveling. She's got it.
In the house for a very long time. Never I cease, I get better like wine. Soul searching, found me online. No end of my reach, got a hand on the skies. Stop being so emotional, what you smoking on? About time I open up, you can't roll with us. If you want peace, go and throw up the sign. If you want feast, get the animal.
Cheers. So if you guys haven't heard of green chartreuse, it's made by Carthusian monks in France. And it has like over 160 different herbs, and only like 2 monks know the recipes. And they don't care about scaling production because they want to make just enough to support their monastic life. So this is really hard to find. It's like sappy, honey, herbaceous.
Herbs.
Herbs, super herbs. Okay, so no pretentiousness. Okay. So my final thoughts on sleep apnea. It's something super easy to fix. Literally, when I put on my CPAP, literally the next day, I felt like alive again. I felt like the colors were more vibrant. I feel like I had a good night's rest, and I felt like myself for the first time after like 4 years of struggling with this. It really sucked because I feel like I wasn't present and I couldn't remember anything. It's like that part of my life got erased, and I felt healthy and I felt alive. I felt youthful for once. I had full of energy. I stopped taking naps. That was an amazing thing. It's actually really great. But a couple things that do make sleep apnea worse is drinking before bedtime. I'm pretty sure it's awful. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see what the nerds say. Okay. Alcohol is tied to sleep apnea. A drink before bedtime may cause sleep apnea or make it worse. Too much alcohol can lead to a narrow airway, which can make episodes of sleep apnea longer. Other things. Weight gain and smoking make things a lot worse as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, what you can do. So I was telling them the story of the first night I spent the night when I told you the most sexy thing possible, that I was going to use a CPAP in like 20 minutes, and I was going to sleep like Darth Vader for the rest of the night. But he yelled at me.
Yeah, because you didn't want to use it.
I was embarrassed, guys. It's like our 4th date, and it's like I just got this girl interested in me, and I was like, hey, by the way, I have a CPAP. It's sexy. But yeah, highly recommend it. It's not like the worst thing. I know that you see this monster of a machine and it's absolutely terrifying and you have to bring it on. It's a lifestyle change. And sleeping with it the first night, like it's really weird to sleep with a CPAP because it's like air being deep throated down your throat. And it's so awkward. And there's like settings you can mess around with, which is like a ramp. It slowly works up, but it's better than choking at night. And yeah, it's awkward. You have to sleep in certain directions, because if you continually roll around with this thing, it's a lifestyle change, but the consequence is sleepiness and you feel like crap. So highly recommend it.
Like licorice something?
Yeah, so it has 130 alpine herbs according to an ancient 1605 formula.
And Christmas tree.
Oh, it does say like a Fraser fir.
For sure.
Wow. This costs like $60, and that's a really good price. We were Googling around, and some places in DC wanted like $180 for this bottle.
More.
Yeah, more than that.
Yeah.
It's just really hard to find. There's like yellow chartreuse, which is like milder and sweeter. But guys, this gets you lit. It's like 55% alcohol.
It's
like,
kind of slow sip. You gotta sip
Yeah.
it slow though.
Could you imagine these monks, like, because they're, they're virgins, right? A bunch of guys. They can only talk to like a brother once a week, and they can talk to the world on Christmas, and they can only write 7 letters. That's what I found out.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like a bunch of like virgin monks sitting together in France?
But they have this?
Yeah, they're just like, hey, dude, like, we should add some like lavender to this. Like, oh, dude, we should make some like pine tar. And next thing you know, they're just like getting fucking lit, and they're like, bro, I'm gonna live forever.
It was supposed to be the like
Elixir of life.
Yeah.
Like, this seems to be elixir of life. But it makes sense. If you drink enough of this, you feel like you're gonna live forever. Right?
It's probably true.
This is so awkward to film yourself pretending to go to sleep while having your CPAP on. It is extremely weird. Okay, let's start with top.